Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining today last session. Can you make GD? Why not there? Why not? Let me make. Thank you so much for joining to the last session. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Making a like and subscribing to the channel. A lot of love and respect for your journey. Hurry up, every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for being there, guys. Let me write the first. Can you make G plus D? Let me make G plus D. G plus D. Thank you so much for joining my stream, mother. A lot of love and respect for your journey. Every respected member have to write your name in the chat. Puzzle, hurry, puzzle. Thank you so much for your joining there. God, what? God, CR7. CR7. Okay. Dago, hurry, Dago. Thank you so much for your joining. Every respected member to write your name in the chat, guys. Spread the love on the screen. Rita, how are you, pretty Rita? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Rita. Thank you so much for your joining. London, how are you, dear London? Thank you so much for your joining, dear London. Thank you so much for your joining. Can you do J plus P? J plus P. Thank you so much for your joining, my dear. Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Thank you so much for your sitar, dear London. Thank you. You can send me a laughing disco for making me happy. Laughing disco or a flow state is my favorite gift. London, if you wanna have, you can also send a 6 sounds. You can play me a big coins, big jewels for my support. Josephine, how are you, Josephine? Thank you so much for your joining to a stream, Josephine. A lot of love and respect for your joining. What you are, Andrew? What you have right there, Andrew? I'm writing your name, Andrew. Thank you so much for your joining. Porfisha, Nisha, thank you so much for your joining, dear. Anna, how are you, dear Anna? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Anna. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Monster, Monsieur, thank you so much for your joining, dear. But I have write your name. I cannot to, I cannot to read perfectly your pronouns. But Batul, how are you, Batul? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Batul. Thank you. Maya, how are you, dear Maya? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Maya. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Lily, how are you, pretty Lily? Thank you so much for your joining, Lily. Sono, how are you, dear Sono? Thank you so much for your joining, Sono. Maya, how are you, Maya? I write your name there. Tamari, how are you, Tamari? Thank you so much for your joining, Tamari. How are you, Tamari? Thank you so much for your joining. Like done. Thank you for the liking. And Daman, how are you, Daman? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, send the laughing disco. Do the super chat for my support. Thank you so much for your joining. Fanil, how are you, Fanil? How are you, Fanil? Thank you so much for your joining to ring Fanil. Thank you so much for your joining, Zayon. How are you, dear Zayon? Thank you so much for your joining, Zayon. Madisa, how are you, dear Madisa? Thank you so much for your joining, Madisa. How are you, pretty Madisa? to write your name in the chat, guys. Hurry up to write your name in the chat, making the like, subscribing to the channel. Kia, how are you, dear Kia? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Kia. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Rashid, how are you, dear Rashid? Thank you so much for your joining, Rashid. How are you, Rashid? Anna, how are you, pretty Anna? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Anna. Cartier, how are you, Cartier? Thank you so much for your joining. Elizabeth, how are you, Elizabeth? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Elizabeth. You can do the super chat, guys, for my support. Rashid, I write your name there. Thank you so much for your joining, everybody, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Hamza, how are you, dear Hamza? Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you. I will send a laughing disco if you pronounce. I cannot pronounce of this one, my dear. It's just a spam. It's a nothing. If you have to I write your perfect name. I have to write, but I am writing very short. Fatero. Thank you, Fatero. If you can, my support, so send me a laughing disco. Fatero, I write Fatero. And thank you so much for subscribing, Harika. How are you, Harika? Thank you so much for your joining, Harika. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Angel, how are you, dear Angel? Everybody, please do the super chat, guys. Please, Harika, I write your name in the chat. Marida, how are you, Marida? Thank you so much for your joining, Marida. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Elizabeth, I write your name pretty. Thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. And Brano, how are you, dear Brano? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Brano. Aditya, how are you, dear Aditya? Thank you so much for your joining, Aditya. How are you, Aditya? Thank you so much for your joining. Baza, how are you, dear Baza? Do the super chat, guys, for skipping the line to do a super chat. Yeah, Dabby, how are you, dear Dabby? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Dabby. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Leona, how are you, dear Leona? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Leona. Amelie, how are you, dear Amelie? How are you, Amelie? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Amelie. Thank you so much for your joining, making the like, guys, to subscribing to the channel. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Ayush, how are you, Ayush? To skipping the line, do the super chat. If you wanna can support, you can also for my support to do a super chat. Make a small donation. A small donation has to make me happy, really. And thank you so much for your joining. Thank you so much for your joining, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Zimmal, how are you, pretty Zimmal? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Zimmal. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Mollai, how are you, Mollai? Thank you so much for your joining. Strawberry, thank you so much for your joining, Strawberry. How are you, Strawberry? Thank you so much for your joining. Strawberry, thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. I will respect and remember. Please, guys, encourage the likes. Yeah, guys, encourage the likes. Jonas, how are you, dear Jonas? Thank you so much for your joining, Jonas. Erusa, how are you, Erusa? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Erusa. Kalent, how are you, dear Kalent? To do the super chat, guys, for my support, to do the super chat. Strawberry, Strawberry. Thank you, Strawberry, for joining my stream there. Please, guys, if any superhero can send a laughing disco for my support to do a super chat or send a laughing disco, guys. And thank you so much for your joining. Thank you so much for your. You can send also the laughing disco follow state. Yeah, you can also. Paulo, hurry, Paulo. Thank you so much for your joining, dear Paulo. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Anna, hurry up, dear Anna. Thank you so much for your joining. Alize, how are you, dear Alize? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Alize. How are you, Alize? Emma, how are you, Emma? Thank you so much for your joining. Yeah, guys, send the laughing disco, do the super chat, and Jonetta, and also to skip the line. To do a super chat, guys, I'm writing the name after every person on the live. I will skip the line when someone has to do the super chat. Jesse, how are you, Jesse? Thank you so much for your joining, Jesse. Journey, how are you, Journey? Thank you so much for your joining, Journey. How are you, Journey? Thank you so much for your joining. Gabriel, how are you, dear Gabriel? How are you, Gabriela? Thank you so much for your joining, Gabriela. Making the like and subscribing to the channel. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Barony, how are you, dear Barony? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Barony. Thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Please encourage the likes, guys. If 25 people is watching, please encourage the likes, guys. Scarlett, I write your name, Aisha. How are you, Aisha? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Aisha. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Cami, how are you, dear Cami? Thank you so much for your joining, Cami. Friday, how are you, Friday? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Friday. How are you, Friday? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Mara, how are you, pretty Mara? Thank you so much for your joining, Mara. NC, how are you, dear NC? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty NC. Shadab, how are you, dear Shadab? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Shadab. Please, guys, to do the support chat and also to send the laughing disco for the support. Jamelia, how are you, dear Jamelia? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Jamelia. Yeah, Inma, how are you, dear Inma? Thank you so much for your joining to a stream, dear Inma. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Everyday, how are you, Everyday? Thank you so much for your joining, Everyday. How are you, Everyday? Please, guys. Rosemary, how are you, dear Rosemary? How are you, Rosemary? Thank you so much for your joining, Rosemary. To write your name in the chat, guys. Mark, how are you, Mark? Thank you so much for your joining. Harper, how are you, Harper? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribing my channel, guys, and also do the super chat. Send the laughing disco. Taha, how are you, Taha? Thank you so much for your joining. And Kelsey, how are you, dear Kelsey? Thank you so much for your joining, Kelsey. How are you, Kelsey? To write your name in the chat, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Elsa, how are you, dear Elsa? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Elsa. How are you, dear Elsa? Thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Lara Raj, how are you, dear Lara Raj? Thank you so much for your joining. Inma, how are you, dear Inma? Thank you so much for your joining, Inma. How are you, pretty Inma? Yeah, guys, to write your name in the chat. Alice, how are you, Alice? Thank you so much for your joining, Alice. Lulama, how are you, Lulama? Thank you so much for your joining, Lulama. How are you, Lulama? Thank you so much for your joining. Hello, C. How are you, Hello, C? Thank you so much for your joining, Hello, C. Alex, how are you, dear Alex? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Alex, making the like and subscribing to the channel. To write your name in the chat, guys. Lovana, how are you, Lovana? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Lovana. And Jonathan, I write your name, dear Jonathan. I write your name, dear Jonathan. How are you, Jonathan? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Jonathan. Rohi, how are you, dear Rohi? Thank you so much for your joining. to write your name in the chat, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Maria, how are you, pretty Maria? Thank you so much for your joining. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Salome, how are you, dear Salome? Thank you so much for your joining, Salome. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Minnahel, hurry up, pretty Minnahel. Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Minnahel. Moon, hurry up, dear Moon. Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Moon. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Anna, hurry up, dear Anna. Thank you so much for your joining, Anna. Mahtab, hurry up, dear Mahtab. Thank you so much for your joining. Twisted to Rim, dear Mahtab. How are you, team, dear Mahtab? Thank you so much for your joining. Nisa, how are you, dear Nisa? Mayoni, how are you, Mayoni? Bense, how are you, Bense? Thank you so much for your joining, Bense. Alina, how are you, Alina? How are you, Alina? Thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Izoza, how are you, dear Izoza? Hurry up, guys. Candy, how are you, dear Candy? How are you, Candy? Making the like, guys, and subscribing to the channel. Sophia, how are you, pretty Sophia? Please, guys, do the super chat to write your name in the chat, guys. Naza, how are you, dear Naza? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Bellage, hurry, Bellage. Thank you so much for your joining, Bellage. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Ataruba, hi Ataruba. Thank you so much for your joining, Ataruba. How are you, Ataruba? Can I write your name there? Niza, Niza, how are you, dear Niza? Thank you so much for your joining, Niza. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Zadis, how are you, dear Zadis? Thank you so much for your joining, Zadis. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Samash, how are you, dear Samash? Thank you so much for your joining, Samash. Mioni, I write your name, Mioni. Alina, how are you, Alina? Thank you so much for your joining, Alina. A lot of love and respect for your joining, dear Alina. Balaj, how are you, Balaj? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Balaj. Please, guys, do the super chat. Bitene, how are you, dear Bitene? Thank you so much for your joining, Bitene. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Stefan, how are you, dear Stefan? Thank you so much for your joining to Rim, dear Stefan. How are you, Stefan? And yeah, guys, making the like. Munis, I write your name, Munis. You'll be get the time out. It's a last time, last warning, Munis. Munis, it's your last warning. Muni, it's your last warning, Muni. Alizia, how are you, Alzia? How are you, Alzia? Thank you so much for your joining. Alizia, Ari, how are you, dear Ari? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Ari. To write your name in the chat, guys. Amim, how are you, Amim? Thank you so much for your joining to Rim. Amims, how are you, Amims? Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Thank you so much for your joining, Harry. Anya, how are you, dear Anya? Thank you so much for your joining, Anya. Mala, how are you, Mala? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Mala. Welcome, dear. Amin, so where are you from watching, my dear? Khanim? How are you, dear Khanim? Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you. Welcome. Hannah, how are you, Hannah? Please, guys, do the super chat, making the like, and subscribing to the channel. Kelsey, how are you, Kelsey? Thank you so much for your joining, Kelsey, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Candy, how are you, dear Candy? Thank you so much for your joining. You're from Italy, Romania. That's great. You should do a super chat for my support. If you can super chat, yeah. Enaldo, how are you, Enaldo? It's said the rule. Thank you. Welcome, dear. Tom, how are you, Tom? Please, guys, someone can send a laughing disco. 32 people is watching right now. Any person can do a super chat for my support. You make a small donation for my support, guys. You do a super chat for $5, $6, $10. Yeah, $10 is enough for me, guys. It's make my day. Lolly, how are you, dear Lolly? Thank you so much for your joining, Lolly. Hurry up, guys. Alice, how are you, dear Alice? Thank you so much for your joining, Alice. Alice, how are you, Alice? Thank you so much for your joining to a stream, Alice, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Petrado, how are you, Petrado? Thank you so much for your joining, Petrado. Amir, how are you, Amir? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Amir. Every respected member to write your name in the chat, guys. Mujtiba, how are you, Mujtiba? Thank you so much for your joining, Mujtiba. Kalan, how are you, dear Kalan? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Kalan. Niza, how are you, dear Niza? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Niza. A lot of love and respect for your joining, dear Niza. Alid, how are you, dear Alid? Thank you so much for your joining to a stream, dear Alid. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Boro, how are you, dear Boro? Thank you so much for your joining, Boro. How are you, Boro? Adley, how are you, dear Adley? Thank you so much for your joining, Adley. How are you, Adley? Kayan, how are you, dear Kayan? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Kayan. Asmin, how are you, Asmin? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Asmin. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Kalan, how are you, dear Kalan? To write your name, dear Kalan. MD King, how are you, MD King? Thank you so much for your joining, MD King. How are you, MD King? Kalan, I write your name, looks that matter. Allah, how are you, dear Allah? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Allah. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Damn, hurry, damn. Please, guys, don't repeat the names, guys, please. Damn, thank you so much, damn. Alize, how are you, Alize, thank you so much for your joining, Alize. That's my cousin, and it says, oh, you are writing your all family members' names. And that's you should I'm writing your all family member. You should do a support. Angelia, how are you, Angelisa? Thank you, Angelisa, Alize. How are you, Alize? Thank you so much for your joining. Carmel, how are you, Caramel? How are you, Caramel? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Caramel. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Vaughn, he, how are you, dear Vaughn? He, thank you so much for your joining, Vaughn. How are you, Vaughn? Rose, how are you, dear Rose? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Rose. Samantha, how are you, Samantha? Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Assalim, how are you, Assalim? Thank you so much for your joining, Assalim. Naze, I write your name, my dear. Tanya, how are you, Tanya? Thank you so much for your joining, Tanya. Orena, how are you, Orena? Orana, how are you, dear Orana? Thank you so much for your joining, Orana. Awaz, hurry Awaz. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Kiona, hurry dear Kiona. Please, guys, send the laughing disco, do the super chat, guys, for the support. Oh, thank you for the 6-7. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alan, can you send a laughing disco for my support, dear Alan? Please send a wall rooks that I have write you every family members. You should send a one laughing disco for my support. Yeah. You should send a one laughing disco, only one. I have write your all family members' names. You know, you have sent a only 167. You should send a Tyler, but can you put my cousin name? Yeah, I'm writing your cousin name. Why? Why not? And Gretel. I did not see it, Gretel. Okay. May you have to send many comments. That's why I did not see Gretel. And Gretel. Let me look right it, Gretel. Now I have sent right Gretel. You send out one laughing disco, my dear. You have to make my night. Yeah. It's here is 12:32 a.m. It's already late on here. I am writing the name. I am just waiting to getting the support. Thank you. I write your name here and Alicia. Alicia. Alize. Okay, I write your cousin and sister name is Alize. I write it. Alize, please put my sister in. Hi, Alize. How are you, Alize? Shout out to Alize. Alia, how are you, Alia? Thank you so much for your joining, Alia. How are you, Alia? Ashmit, how are you, Ashmit? Now you have to send me a laughing disco to make me very happy for the today. Thank you, Alize. I write Alize, my dear. It's Alize. Looks that Alize. Allah, how are you, dear Allah? Thank you so much for your joining, Allah. Thank you, Allah. Doa, how are you, Doa? Thank you so much for your joining, Doa. How Doa? Thank you, welcome. Ahura, Ahura, how are you, Ahura? Thank you, Natlo. How are you, Natlo? Netu, how are you, Netu? Thank you so much for your joining, Netu. Alan, I'm waiting your laughing disco. Abby, Abigail, how are you, Abigail? Wafa, okay, Wafa. Lee, Lois, Lois, how are you, Lois? Thank you so much for you joining. Thank you, Global. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Neto, welcome. Projecta. Lois, how are you, Lois? Thank you so much for your joining. Do no. Yeah, may it's, but I have write your name. I did may I did not have to write it perfectly the pronouns. And Nushi, thank you so much for joining. Yummy, how are you, Yummy? Thank you, Jummy. Ale, how are you, dear Ale? How are you, Ale? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Ale. Alan, how are you, dear Alan? Thank you so much for your joining, Alan. Logan, how are you, dear Logan? Thank you so much for your joining. Malika, how are you, dear Malika? How are you, Malika? Rajin, please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Rajin, how are you, Rajin? Binensa, how are you, Binensa? Ayan, how are you, Ayan? Thank you so much for joining. Anfal, how are you, Anfal? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Anfal. Errada, how are you, Errada? Thank you so much for your joining. Alia, hi Alia, how are you, Alia? Thank you so much for joining, Alia. How is your day going, dear Alia? Islim, how are you, Islim? Thank you so much for joining. Valent, how are you, Valent? Thank you so much for your joining, Valent. Jimbai, how are you, Jimbai? Thank you so much for joining, Jimbai. Doa, how are you, Doa? Ranjita, how are you, Ranjita? Please do a super chat, guys. Michael, how are you, dear Michael? Elan, how are you, Elan? Thank you so much for your joining, Elan. Osman, hi Osman. Zina, how are you, dear Zina? Thank you, Zina. Please, guys, do a super chat and send a laughing disco, guys, for my support, for the appreciation, guys. Making a like and subscribing to the channel. Any superhero can send a laughing disco. Nintendo, how are you, Nintendo? Ali, how are you, Ali? Osman, how are you, Osman? Naroro, how are you, Naroro? Ali, are you blind? Zena, how are you, Zena? Zana, how are you, Zana? Azareel, how are you, Azareel? Shaheen, how are you, Shaheen? Shakira, how are you, Shakira? Please, guys, increase the likes, guys, please. MashaAllah. Rosali, how are you, Rosali? Algerian, how are you, Algerian? Sharu, how are you, Sharu? Please, guys, increase the likes, guys, increase the likes. Sina, how are you, dear Sina? Please, guys, do the super chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Welcome, dear. Can you do a super chat, pretty? Cassie, can you do a super chat for my support, my dear? You make a small donation for my support. Welcome, dear. Welcome. Can you do the super chat, my dear, for my support? Danny, can you do a super chat, my dear, for my support? कृष्णा कर लें दे कृष्णा ओके नो वरी टाइम और किसी को नहीं देना है Please, guys, anybody can do a super chat, guys, or send a laughing disco. I'm bad, guys. Sorry, I wanna busy. That's why I could not do. Yeah, Leah, hurry up, Leah. Please, guys, someone do a small donation. You know, every person I'm from here from a 1 hours. I did not have to get too much support. If you wanna can to send me a laughing disco, send me a follow state. You can send me a big gift for my family support, for my supports. I'm being here to writing name from along, guys. And if you wanna can to make a donation, guys, for me. HK, I write your name. Looks that on here. Tarina, how are you, Tarina? Tarana, how are you, Tarani? Thank you so much for your joining, Tarani. HK, if you have to spam more, you will be glad the time out. Your name has been written and on here. Lean, I write your name, Leans. And thank you so much for your joining, Lean. How are you, Lean? Sophia, Kia, how are you, Kia? Please, guys, make her to write your name in the chat, guys. Amar, how are you, and dear Amar? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Amar. Julia, how are you, dear Julia? Thank you so much for your joining, Julia. Write to my name, Zofura. Sorry, Sofura. How are you, Sofura? And Sephora, can you make a donation on my city rim? Dore, how are you, Dore? Thank you so much for your joining, Dore. Julia, I write your name, my dear Julia. Thank you so much for your joining. Amil, please, guys, someone make a small donation, guys. Yeah, looks that, guys, a pink, orange, yellow super chat are very small. These are very small. You should make a orange or a yellow super chat for my support, guys. Lara, hurry, Lara. Orange is 10 and yellow is 20, I think. Yeah, you should do a orange or pink, your orange or a yellow super chat. Lydia, alright, your name here. Lilia, how are you, dear Lilia? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Lilia. How are you, Lilia? Thank you so much for your joining. Kia, I write your name. Looks that if you wanna did not see, looks that once again. Zamora, how do you Zamora, how do you Zamora? Thank you so much for your joining, Zamora. Sarah, how do you Sarah? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Sarah. A lot of love and respect for your joining, Zamora. I write your name there. Damin, how are you, Damin? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Damin. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Alize, how are you, dear Alize? Thank you so much for your joining, Alize. Mina, how are you, pretty Mina? Thank you so much for your joining, Mina. Malik, how are you, dear Malik? How are you, Malik? Please, guys, don't spam. Alize, I write your name. Looks that Alex, I write your name. Lindsay, how are you, dear Lindsay? Thank you so much for your joining, Lindsay. How are you, Lindsay? Lindsay, I write your name, dear Lindsay. Thank you so much for your joining, making the like and subscribing to the channel. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Hurry up, guys. At the race, I write your name there. At the race, you do not see it. You want to time out. Albina, hurry up, Albina. And yeah, Albina, thank you so much for your joining, Albina. Hurry up, guys. Lissy, hurry up, pretty Lissy. Thank you so much for your joining, dear Lissy. Making the like and subscribing to the channel. No, how are you, dear No? Thank you so much for your joining, dear No. How are you, No? Thank you so much for your joining, Asbal. How are you, dear Asbal? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Asbal. Lacey, how are you, dear Lacey? Thank you so much for your joining, Lacey. Aleph, how are you, dear Aleph? Thank you so much for your joining, Tessiterim Aleph. Panic, how are you, dear Panic? Thank you so much for your joining, Panic. Sophia, how are you, dear Sophia? Please, guys, someone do a super chat, guys, for my support to do a super chat, guys. Hurry up, guys. Aleph, how are you, Aleph? How are you, Aleph? Thank you so much for your joining, Aleph. Abby, how are you, Abby? Please, guys, make a small donation. Every 20%. Halal, how are you, Halal? Yeah, guys, to do the donation of $5 or $10. Olivia, how are you, dear Olivia? Thank you so much for your joining, Olivia. Safu, how are you, dear Safu? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Safu. Zakote, how are you, dear Zakote? Thank you so much for your joining, Zakote. A lot of love and respect for your joining, Leo C. How are you, dear Leo C? Thank you so much for your joining. Kayo, how are you, dear Kayo? Thank you so much for your joining. Zanab, how are you, dear Zanab? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Zanab. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Pazile, how are you, dear Pazile? How are you, Pazile? Thank you so much for your joining, Pazile. Matthew, how are you, dear Matthew? Thank you so much for your joining, Matthew. Please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Sia, how are you, dear Sia? Sia Kantik, thank you so much for joining. Isin, how are you, dear Isin? Please, guys, increase the likes, guys. Let's increase the likes, guys. Why the 35 is likes, guys? Hurry up, increase the likes. Let's complete the likes on 40. Let's complete the 40 likes, guys. Increase the likes. Increase the likes, guys. Let's complete the 40 likes, guys. Let's complete the 40 likes. I will write the name. Let's complete the 40 likes, then I will write the name, guys. Let's complete the 40 likes. From 35 to 40 likes, then I will complete the next name, guys. Double tapping on the screen. 23 people is watching. Every single person have to make the you want more attention. Yeah, guys, double tap on the screen, then I will be write the name. You have to make the 40 likes, guys. When the 40 like is complete, has been complete, then I will write the names. Yeah, I will write the name of those person have to like on the screen. I will just write the name of those person, those have to likes on the screen, guys. Now is 35. Now is 35. I will write the name on 41. I will write the name of everyone on the 49, guys. Yeah, I will write the name on 41. I will write the name of the person on the 41. I will write the name on the 40 months, guys. Let's complete the likes. Let's complete the likes. Now it's 40. I will write the name on the 41, guys. I will write the name on the 41. I will write the name. When 41 like has been complete, then I will write the names, guys. Yeah, let's complete the 41 likes, then I will be write the name. Then I will be write the name, guys. Right now is 40. Right now is 40. Oh, sunshine. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you. Let me write your name on. Let me write your name by right pen, sunshine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sunshine. Sunshine, can you send a laughing disco, sunshine? Thank you so much. I have done it. Thank you. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you. Sunshine, can you send a laughing disco or a follow state matter? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the liking. Thank you. How are you, dear Amni? How are you, Amni? Thank you so much for joining. Manon, how are you, Manon? Thank you so much for joining, dear Manon. To write your name in the chat, guys. Harmoon, how are you, Harmion, how are you, Harmion? Thank you so much for joining, Harmion. How are you, Harmion? To write your name on the chat, guys. Hurry up to write your name. Oh, thank you so much for the setter. Kala, thank you. Thank you, Kala. Thank you for the setter. Kala, can you send a laughing disco, my dear, or a flow state? Laughing disco or flow state are my dream gift. Adelsin, thank you so much for joining. Adelsin, how are you, Adelsin? PC, how are you, dear PC? Kyle, yeah, Kyle, can you send a laughing disco? Our follow state, Zara. How are you, dear Zara? Thank you so much for your joining, Zara. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abby. How are you, Abby? PC, alright, I write your name there. Yeah, Tamil is a language. Tamil. Moke, how are you, Moke? Sufi, how are you, Sufi? Samoon, how are you, Samoon? Please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Do a super chat. Demi, how are you, Demi? Mackett, how are you, Mackett? Thank you so much for joining, Mackett. Ali Asaf, how are you, Ali Asaf? Lemon, I write your name, Lemon. Asaf, I write your name, Lemon. Leora, how are you, Leora? Please, guys, encourage the likes, guys. Kiri, how are you, Kiri? Benji, thank you, Benji. Please, guys. Karmic, how are you, Karmic? Thank you, Karmic. Amarjit, how are you, Amarjit? Jennifer, how are you, Jennifer? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Michaela, how are you, Michaela? Michaela, how are you, Michaela? Please, guys, someone make a donation, small donation, guys. Make a small donation. Leora, Gani, how are you, Gani? Leah, how are you, dear Leah? Please, guys, make a small donation. Rose, how are you, dear Rose? Lemur, how are you, Lemur? Please, guys, make a small donation, guys. Mar Alice, how are you, Alice? Maria, how are you, Maria? Thank you so much for joining, dear Maria. Zaneb, how are you, Zaneb? Please, guys, make a small donation. Alex, sorry, dear Alex, sorry, Alize. Please, guys, make a small donation. Zainab, what is this? Just tell me what is this. Who is she, Zainab? Just tell me. Bonnie, thank you from India, Bonnie. How are you, pretty Bonnie? Arcon, how are you, Arcane, how are you, Arcane? Thank you so much for joining, Arcane. I write your name, Arcane. Leone Das. Thank you so much for joining, Leonidas. Leonidas, I write your name earlier. Thank you. Welcome, dear. Leonidas, I write your name. Rubia, how are you, dear Ruby? Ruby, how are you, Ruby? Please, guys, anybody can do a super chat, guys. Anybody can do a super chat, guys. Make the like, guys. Yeah, every single person have to make the like, guys. Encourage the likes. You should have to encourage the likes, guys, and please someone send a laughing disco for my support, guys. Only one person have to send a laughing disco. Laughing disco is enough for me for the today, guys. Yeah, laughing disco is enough for me for the today. Jolena, how are you, Jolena? Laughing disco is enough for me, guys. If someone can play. Hannah, how are you, dear Hannah? Any person can do a super chat or send a laughing disco, guys. If you can, please make a small donation, guys. Super chat, so only do a $5 or $10 is enough for the today, guys. $5 and $10 is enough for me, guys. Amali, how are you, Amali? Yeah, if you can easily to make a small donation for my support, guys. Naomi, how are you, dear Naomi? Thank you so much for joining. Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Thank you so much for your joining, Ava. How are you, Ava? Any person to click on the goal or click on the money icon to do the super chat for my support, guys. Really, how are you, dear? Really, how are you, really? Thank you. Sorry. Lorele. Marlon, please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Anybody, any superman is here for the super chat? Jalene, how are you, Jalene? Presika, how are you, Presika? Taylor, how are you, Taylor? Please, guys, send a laughing disco or do a super chat, guys. Taylor, how are you, Taylor? Presika looks that Taylor here is Hannah is here. Taylor, everybody. Bradley, how are you, Bradley? How are you, Bradley? Please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Annabelle, how are you, dear Annabelle? How are you, Annabelle? Mars, how are you, Mars? Madija, how are you, Madija? Sorry, Hadija. Anybody can do the super chat, guys. Please, guys, do the super chat for my support, guys. Peonia, how are you, Peonia? Hello, 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 dear. Denala, how are you, Denala? Thank you so much for joining, Denala. Mars, how are you, Mars? Please, guys, send a laughing disco. Do the super chat, guys. Mohit, how are you, Mohit? Marcela, how are you, Marcela? How are you, Marcela? Jose, how are you, Jose? Anthony, how are you, Anthony? Hi, Anthony. Please, guys, anybody can send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Only one super chat, guys. Please, Kathy, how are you, Kathy? Click on the money icon to do a super chat, guys. Poppy, how are you, Poppy? Jax, how are you, Jax? Vinod, how are you, Vinod? Please, guys, do the super chat, guys. Von he, how are you, Von he? Hana. Voni, I write your name. Please, guys, anybody, thank you. I never had my names written so quickly before. Welcome, Jax. Can you do a super chat for the happiness of this one? Can you make a small donation on my stream? Ramesh, how are you, Ramesh? Yeah, Jax, if you can to do a super chat for the happiness on this one, yeah. To write your name in the chat, guys. Maris. Thanks, bro. Welcome, Maris. Amy. Anybody can do the super chat, guys. Aurora, how are you, Aurora? Rick, please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Anybody can do a super chat, guys. Who is going to sending me a super chat, guys? Email, how are you, email? Leo say, please guys, do a super chat, guys. Nitala, right? Nitala. Press Ziva, Philip, Anna, Kathleen. Please, guys, do the super chat, guys, please. Levi, Max. Please, guys, do the super chat, guys, please. Anybody can do a super chat, guys. Felipe, okay. Ima, Leah, Game, Elsie. Please, guys, do the super chat, guys. Nelda, please, guys, do the super chat, guys. Regina, Rose. Please, guys, do the super chat, guys. Enzo,